So when I first got the General running, I took it out without any hood latch on, and the hood flew up. And I honestly, it was so cool. But I got a little dent in here from the hood going ka-ching, and it has bothered me ever since. So I'm going to try this little PDR trick to pull the dent out. And then, trying to get the windshield wipers off, I dented it here, and I'm going to try and pull those out too. Wouldn't that be cool? And then I'm going to go around and fix any, like when I'm putting the hood on and I scratched it up. I'm not going to do that today, but things like that, and like this where I chipped it on the toolbox, and there's one that rubbed through on the trunk. There's probably about 5 or 6 little imperfections. And the flag, I think I'm going to replace the flag, because when I put it on I didn't use any water and it didn't go on quite right, and it's bugged the shit out of me. There's a guy who makes them, but you know, it's like 250 bucks just for the flag. Maybe after I sell the Hellcat. Anyway, I want to get that done. Any chips that have happened, any, like even the white stuff in the cowl there, I need to get that off. That's just from the polish. And then when we go to car shows this year, it'll be even better. Maybe I could straighten the doors. Actually, this door looks pretty good, but there's some wear marks here and there from it not being on straight. Just stupid little things that are easy to fix. Well, easy enough. Look at the Hellcat door. Sanded down to 2000, ready to polish. 0, what do you call it? 0 orange peel. I'm looking at the General, and it's even got some orange peel, and I cannot tell you how much I sanded this car. I'm not going to point out the orange peel, but it's there a little bit. A little bit. I'm either better at it now, or I don't know. It's crazy. But there's the spot I was talking about on the trunk. Just, it's a high spot. I'm not going to go crazy and start repainting the whole car, but I do want to fix any of these little imperfections. Where's another one? Let me see. I may not even use this. On that door there's a chip, I know. Oh, on the hood on this other side there's like the edge is messed up where I buffed it too hard. So that'll be really super easy. So this is going to need some fiberglass filler. I'm going to have to sand that down. I don't want to do the whole door, screw it up, so it's going to be delicate work. Okay, this should have gotten cold enough now. Let's see if I totally screw my car up. All you do is just tighten it down. I should pull that sheet metal up. And it's barely noticeable, but every time I drive it, that's all I can see. I've tried banging it from the other side. Everything I can think of. I don't want to dent it somewhere else either. It'd be worse. Usually if you crank down on it enough, it'll pop off. And there's one on my truck too. It's been there since before I bought it. Like this. See, all I'm seeing is all these imperfections. That's when I put the hood on by myself, which was stupid in the first place. I scratched it up putting it on. Easy enough to fix though. But again, I don't want to start painting the General right now. Get distracted. Okay, it's not popping off, so I'm gonna have to take some rubbing alcohol and do it that way. Or maybe this will work. Nope. Something in the chemical of the rubbing alcohol will make it come off. Let's see. Did it work? Can't tell. Got to get under it, and then it'll just come off and peel it off. Ta-da! like I said, it's hard to see before, and I can't. Now it feels like there might be a bump. Let me wipe it off. Oh, that may have fixed it. It's just a teeny bit right there. But other than that, it pulled it off. I think I'll put another one on right there, so a smaller one, and pull that up. I know you can't even see it, but it bothers me. See this glue? You should be able to peel it off. Or not. Right there. This one's like a football shape. We'll let that one set for a couple of minutes. And boom, it'll be done. I don't think there's actually any other dents other than when I tried to put this on. I'll be thrilled to take off. In fact, I'm going to make another one while I'm waiting. Get really messy and burned if I'm not careful. Okay. So I've had time to dry. And that baby is gonzo. A little bit of rubbing alcohol. Wipety, wipety, wipety. Come on now. I'm doing my fingernail through a glove. It's still a teeny tiny bit there. Right there. Maybe there's another one. Try. P.S. Now the first thing I see is that big open dot where there was a teeny little dent you couldn't really see. And now it sucks. It's eye-catching. And there's a little baby dent right next to it too I should fix before I try to repaint anything. But this looks good. So I've got this sanded down, or this, I got this primer, now I'm going to sand it down to 320, then 400. Same thing with the cowl right here. And then I'll spray some paint on it, and it'll be beautiful. And then I'll spray some clear, and it will be beautiful. And then I won't have those little scratches anymore. Good. Alright, about ready to spray the orange now. It's been some of that. First I put down some fiberglass reinforced mud, then sanded it to what, 220, 120, then 220. Then, you see that? Then I did some primer and I sanded that to 320, then 400. And now I'm going to spray the orange again over top of that. Probably should have taken off the door handle, but oops, I didn't. So whoops, maybe I will. If I have to redo it, because you know how that is. It's going to be fine though, right? I tried to record both of those at once. Maybe I shouldn't have. Got to make sure this car is covered up too. I don't want any orange all over it. Could you imagine how bad that would suck? Let's see. Don't want Hellcat with the orange on it. I have to take a minute and do that. Do a good job on that. Okay, so I'm just going to spray orange here without any strict lines other than this. Is that? Make sure that's only covering the lock. Okay. Alright, and then the whole reason this was is I tried to take a dent out and I pulled a big chunk of paint with it. when I was trying to take off the windshield wiper. Not even this time, but last time, like years, maybe a year ago. I'll record me painting. This is a light coat. That's coat one. Not greatest coverage, but not bad. All right. We've got this little mess. It had some dents right here. And when I went to pull the dent, it pulled the paint out. So this is now repainted, sanded down to 600. I'll clear it here in a minute. This had a chip right here and a dent right here, like a divot. And it's just a teeny still bit of that left, but nobody will ever see it. And this is sanded down to 600. I got to retape this up a little bit, and then we'll clear that. Let's see, I'll be really careful with this stuff. I'm going to clean it up again too. But this one, I just did the top right here, all the way over, and there's what it looks like, kind of dull. This is the last piece I have to do because I had to repaint this door. And very soon it will be nice and shiny. So I'll let you watch over here. That's your general for being a shelf. Hopefully we don't get any of this crap all over you. And all you gotta do is keep the buffer on fairly slow. Don't push very hard. You don't want to burn through. I like to put tape between the other panels so I don't burn through on those edges. And looks like I did anyway. Nice and slow, no hurry. This sauce, as I call it, is $50 a bottle. And it doesn't go very far. You know they're making a killing on it. I tried to get some extra stuff and it wasn't right, so I had to wait a couple days. That's why I started working on the general. Juice. What's funny is I'm gonna have to do the same thing on these panels on the general if I want it to shine again. I did not have to sand down this paint though. This paint laid down really well. Need some tape right there. Overnight, I left some in the bottle, in the spray bottle or the cup, and overnight it went solid. This paint lasted for, I don't know, 3 days maybe, when I saw somewhere I needed to touch up. So that's unfortunate. I wasn't going to probably paint anyway, but there's a couple of chips I wanted to do. And I hate to mix up more paint to do a couple of chips, but maybe I will. Okay, we're still going here. Let's change the angle. Maybe up here. You can see me. Another thing I like to do is change my position so I can see how the light hits it. And I'm wearing this light on my head, so it will light it up even more. And the reason I'm putting tape on this right here is because I don't want it to burn over the other panel. Even though the other panel's done already, it's dusty, but it's done. And even with that hundreds of hours of sanding, I can still see some orange peel, which is super frustrating. Oh well. Alright, let's put some more goop on here. And get going. Again, I like to spread it out like this so it doesn't just fly all over. Work it in gently. Down here's a different story. Gotta be careful not to burn through. Rocker. I didn't paint the rockers. They were fine. Wait, this is not the Hellcat. What happened? The Hellcat's done. Now we gotta look at the general. There was like a chunk missing right here because I hit a toolbox when it was on the other side. And so I, sanded it down, did the repair. But then when I painted it and cleared it, there was no room. The other car was in the garage here with it. And I just did a crappy job. And I left the handle on and I left the lock on. And it just never looked right. I've decided then to sand it back down. And I will just spray from, here to here. And then let that cure. And that should clean up the bad clear looking crap. Ugh, it's horrible. All right, let's do coat number 2. So far, so good. All right, it's been about 20 minutes. Second coat is dried, looks good. Do at least one more. No enemy hard lines. Okay. Here comes the clear and some of this melt away stuff that never works. Light. Light. I don't like doing clear. I can never make it work. A little bit of this. This is supposed to make the clear blend into itself. Melt away. Usually it just runs and makes a giant mess. Let's see what it did. Super light coat to make it sticky. I don't know what that is, but that doesn't look good. So far no runs, that's good. That'd be alright. Get in there on the tire. See the line for the one. And that will be fine because I'll put the new one right there. See, like this crap's all in there already. Alright, so I'll just let it dry for a minute, for about 15-20 minutes. And we'll come do another heavier coat. Alright, time to cut and buff the clear. Start with 800 just to be safe. And then I'm going to move up to 1,000, 1,500. 2,000, then the buffing compounds. I'll have to put another one on, maybe an O and a 1, probably just the 1.